We are Charlie Kirk, we carry the flame, we'll fight for the gospel. Every year is a star. All right, let's see how that goes. All right, does this work? Does this work? Y'all can see me? Let me know if y'all can see me. We're gonna get this shit started. This is the episode. This is the episode you motherfuckers been waiting for, bro. So don't be angry at me when I give it to you. This is only one shot only, bro. We're going the whole thing, bro. And anybody who wants to argue with me, get in the comments. You can email me if you want to. DM me on Instagram if you think I'm cute. You want to have sex, go ahead and do that anyway. Yeah, we're gay. You know what? And don't even take this as a means of me hating on anybody. This isn't no hater shit. This is just brand management analysis. These are the conversations that are had when executives are intellectual. One, that's not the case. But these are the conversations that are had when you're actually trying to develop artists to contribute to the culture and you're confused as to how you can sell really expensive tickets, but nobody gives a shit about your artists. So how about we get into this? We are Charlie Kirk, we carry the flame. Party people, party people. He, she's, they's, gays. And everybody that's got a mind, heart, body, and a soul and that's receiving this message right now, I want to thank you for joining us for another episode. Almost had to shout out King Sid. Back with another episode. Check out the board for me real quick. I want to thank you guys for joining us again. We're back with another one of these. Hopefully you enjoyed the Pink Panthers episode, because if you did, now we're getting right back to the white girl pop situation. And I'm pretty sure I already informed you of this, but I'm going to be alternating between, not racially, but I'm going to be alternating between artists that serve propaganda or mainstream middle America, and then artists who are rejected by those people. Doesn't mean that they're not good. It just means they're rejected by mainstream America and are going to have to find the belief and the self-acceptance within themselves and their divergence from the norm if they want to continue to be a part of any type of creative culture that does something for people, especially for creatives. All right? Because the world we're walking into is so bleak. We have to understand ourselves as professionals. Literally creative professionals, more so than just internet degenerates who do whatever it takes to get likes and streams and views for virality at the mercy of our artistic standards, our artistic desire and inspiration, our artistic expression. Okay? I hate to say it. You guys don't want to say it, especially you undercover racists. You hate saying when racist standards or subliminals start to get implemented, because you don't want us to alert you of them until it's too late to make any other decision than just rolling over and taking it. But I'm tired of that. And I'm also tired of seeing so many black artists, not only black artists, but black women who are so talented with such horrible teams and such racist, nasty executives not allow us, at least black people, to have our stars so we can turn them into the global pop star aliens that they should have always been if they were just respected and accommodated. So as much as I hate to say, or I hate that the industry is failing, it deserves to. The amount of demons that are sitting inside there, I'm not even saying this on no Christian front, the amount of demons that sit inside that industry and that allow the executives to play the game and to play artists and to corrupt the culture like they do, it's disgusting, bro, and somebody has to pay the piper, and it has to be those executives and the baby that they've called their music industry. We have to stop feeding it with our souls, because that's what we exchange for chump change as it relates to them. I'm not going to sit here and say music executives don't have a soul, but why do they keep on farming from us? Why do they keep on needing to farm from the poorest, farm from people who actually have to struggle with real life? Why can't they just get their own Nepo kids that already have the money? They already have the money to go to the showcases. They already have the tuition to go to the art schools. They already have the ability to go network with other creatives and famous people and go backstage. How come they can't just give their kids all the opportunity, and how come their kids aren't doing shit? How come they have to keep on going to the places where nobody has anything, and somehow those are the kids that got it? Like, and this might be a conversation that you guys hate, but you cannot buy talent. You cannot buy talent. And we live in a world where you can buy so many different aspects of success or attributes of socially validated success that you almost don't have to prove as to why you have it or why you deserve it. And I'm going to explain that in much more depth as we get into this episode. But I want to thank you guys for being here, and especially as we're kind of young and grassroots and nobody's paying me any money to do this. I'm kind of just doing this off the love and off the crazy. So thank you. If you know anybody who's in the music industry that's got a job that needs to get replaced because they don't deserve it, I'm willing to sleep in a studio for a couple of nights if that's what it takes. But let's get into this video. And again, I have to remind you, because the white girls are going to get mad. I made a TikTok about this, a clip of this. And an army almost came and destroyed me, ripped my heart out of my chest. Bro, I can't even explain to you how scared I was. So, this is no hater stuff. If I can be genuinely honest before we even get into this episode, I think that Addison Rae is probably one of the nicest, probably most genuine people in that space of just mean girl, rich people, viral internet stars. And I feel bad because, again, this is an assumption. I think she's neurodivergent. But I feel so bad for her because I'm making this critique about her being an artist, not her personhood. Because her personhood is something that I admire. And as somebody who is genuinely, or at least appears to genuinely be the way that she is, that is something that I admire, because that comes with a lot of shame in a world where people and your peers are constantly cosplaying identities to get validation of who they wish they could be, not who they actually are. And then they wonder why they feel so unfulfilled, and they have to take all these drugs and do all these experiences and have all this stuff and buy 500 pairs of shoes that they'll only wear 3 of. But then I think that comes from Addison being a normal girl, a regular girl who grew up a normal life and is being pushed into this type of we buy our whole entire identity and we buy our ignorance as well type society or level of society. So the difficult part, though, about all of that is going to be just like Sydney Sweeney is going to have to choose between, does she want to actually be in alignment and community with the broke creative artists who see her as a human being beyond a sex object, or does she want to continue to be a sexualized sex object who sits down and shuts the fuck up to her billionaire boyfriend or whoever owns her by relation to marriage or relationship? Addison Rae is going to have to make the same decision, but the difference is it's not her breaking away from, okay, I'm choosing men or choosing women. It's her breaking away from the fame that she has being a content creator, the fame and the brand that she has already been able to build, doing something that you don't genuinely need a lot of talent for. You just need to be attractive, in the know. And she was in a very a popular time. She went in at a very right time to be a viral TikToker. But Addison's big decision is going to have to be whether or not she's willing to say, you know what, I do genuinely want to be a musician, but I am willing to sit back and recognize maybe it's not my time to be a major pop star right now. Maybe the pivot for me was not supposed to be regular girl, super viral internet celebrity, and then automatically pivot into global performing superstar. Maybe I'm still supposed to remember that I can start as much as I want to be a musician, and as easy as the access is to validate that dream into reality, I still have to be willing to recognize that there are a bunch of other people that are much, much, much more talented than me. Doesn't mean I have to stop making music, but I can use my brand and my platform to help navigate or help usher in or at least shine light on genuine good artists that I care about, that I'm seeking out, that I am being informed on, while I develop my brand simultaneously and my own artistic gift and voice simultaneously behind the scenes. But I can be, which I'll explain into what my app is going to do. This is going to be a function of our app. I can be a part of the creative culture and still be viral and famous and use that leverage in a positive way to continue to give sight, give opportunity, give resource to creatives who may not be as talented at the content creating or just as accepted when they make their content. But they still need the person who is the content creator. They need somebody to shine that light, to give them that chance to put that hand out. And what if all of us in this creative economy, as much as you think that these pop stars don't deserve it, what if all of us in the creative economy can work hand in hand together to make sure that not only everyone is taken care of, but every goal that is created can include others, and others can be included based on their very niche direction and perspective to contribute to this shared goal, to extend for, even if it's just the experience or the entertainment of the masses. But how can we continue to use these new tools and technologies that we're being given to remind ourselves of the collaborative community nature of the creative arts? And how is it an issue of big tech and corporate business that we don't have the pop stars and the creative depth that we had at some point? And how are we going to have to go in a different direction to make sure that we can get that back? Or at least create a way for that to happen. Okay. It's a lot. I keep on, it's basically like me just going through a whole bunch of like continuing to remind myself, like, if I don't keep saying that this is not about the person, this is about the brand, then you guys are going to flame me. But recognize, Addison didn't build her brand alone. There's a team of idiots that got hired up to support and build this brand and to market this brand. And they're doing it horribly. That's who we can put the blame on. The scapegoat is Addison Rae. But you know why artists and celebrities are so highly compensated? Because every failed marketing plan that they have to take responsibility for, they're getting paid hefty on the back end. Guarantee you Sydney Sweeney made $10 million off that American Eagle ad. Guarantee you. Guarantee you she made $10 million off that. But you're sitting here saying, Sydney Sweeney is going to be broke like us. She's going to get canceled. Just put 10 M's up. Not 10 racks, 10 M's up. On like a 1-minute ad, just because I decided to say some like Nazi rhetoric, like whoops. Honestly, I wouldn't have apologized either if I was getting Okay. Let me let you watch this board one more time, bro. And then we're going to get right into this. Let's make sure this is a smooth episode today. All right? Smooth. Oh, let me make sure this is still recording because we have actually a huge surprise to get into today. Huge surprise to get into today. Get this right here. Remember I told you I was making some shirts, some Cosmic Nomad shirts? Get that. Oh, check this out. One more. The black one was hard though, huh? Yeah, I know. But look at that. So I told you, if you sexy and you got sexy friends, come find me. I might get you one of these. That's the ad. I'm not even going to go too extra on that. If you sexy and you have sexy friends, DM me right now and I will give you a shirt. We're not going to drop those until next year because obviously it's cold as fuck for like most people. But once it stops being that, spring, summer, America time, obviously, we'll get those out. We'll get those pushed out super heavy. A lot more of where that came from. A lot more designs. Really, like a lot of my imposter syndrome was really trying to just like make bands off a clothing brand and then just hide away and like never speak to anybody again, or just be a mysterious clothing brand owner. But then I realized like, no, bro, I understand this is already going to be successful and I'll already make more than the amount of money that I believed I was going to make from it. Like, I want this to really be to have the messages of our people, of our generation, of what we're going through right now. Even if it's just simple and just cute, like just a little psychic instead of psychotic. Like, I genuinely want the art that I'm making in every medium, whether it's articles I write, vlogs I make, merch I'm making, community I'm building, courses I'm making, I want it to be a part of this ecosystem of consciousness that is fighting against the grain that is anti-intellectualism, ignorance, fear, shame, all the bullshit that stops the soul from growing through the shell that is the human body and expressing itself uniquely in this experience. Fuck all that, man. That's why the brand's called Cosmic Nomads Rebel Souls. Because we may not have a home because people have rejected us, or people from our foundation or from the home that we should have had haven't given us the opportunity to build that foundation. Fuck it. We've chosen the rebel soul pathway anyway, and we've chosen to rebel against the constriction, the conformity, because we know that we trust ourselves and who we are is valuable enough and who we are is sufficient enough to live a fulfilling life. And living a life on the other side of starting from loving the deepest parts of ourselves and sharing that to the furthest reaches of the universe, that is going to be the most fulfilled life that we can live. Not covering ourselves in makeup, not covering ourselves in clothes, not trying to spend a bunch of money or take a bunch of drugs to escape the reality, the present moment that we live in, or whatever we're using the present moment to escape from. It's going to be accepting like, hey, some of us have been blessed with some pretty shit circumstances, bro. But it's not about the shit circumstances that decides who we are. It's about the decisions we make in spite of them that determine who we can be. So if you're fucking with that, get your sexy ass in this shirt. And if you're sexy, okay, this is going to sound fucking insane, but I don't care because I'm not brand friendly anyway. If you have big knockers on your chest and you want to wear this white shirt, and you want to help me make a viral ad, please DM me and I will send you a free shirt and a thank you card. And if you're tired of waiting and you just want to give me your money now because it's Christmas time and you want to support a black sheep, enjoy the holiday and maybe hibernate a little bit because I'm burnt the fuck out, check out the Patreon. I will be updating that and putting digital products like courses and guides, a lot more applicable knowledge resources for you guys on there very shortly, probably by the end of the year, honestly. Like, I've been sitting on a lot of stuff. The imposter syndrome has been fucking me up, but consistency is what I've fallen in love with recently, and I'm starting to make sure that you guys are going to have everything from me. So those courses will be inexpensive and they will be very, very, very significant as it pertains to the lifestyle development and just the healing journey that we talk about and we're going on. So other than that, I'm just excited, bro. Like, this is, I feel like the issue with my content has been, at least on YouTube, has been me like focusing so hard on the like, well, I don't have the right equipment, or I don't have the right place to stay at, or I don't have this foundation. I can't do this consistently. I can only make one video a week. I can't live stream. Jigga OG. And it's never about, oh, the most important part, genuinely. Oh my God, no, actually, let me click this back in. I was just watching a video called like why Mike Will Made It Fell Off. And he was saying that he stopped making music after having a bunch of hits on the Billboard. He just stopped making music and people were wondering why. And he said, well, I lost my hard drives and then I lost my backup hard drives. And I took that as a sign to recognize that, oh my goodness, maybe I should put my focus not only into something else, but I also have to remember the data on the hard drive didn't just come from anywhere. It came from me. Me. I am the product. I am the value. I am the source. I can continue to create. As long as I continue to believe in myself, I continue to create. And more, even better, potentially, art can come from that belief, especially in spite of the obstacle that I just had to face. So not only does that connect to our cosmic nomads, rebel souls, but that just connects to the journey that I'm on, I think the journey that you're on, and hopefully sets the foundation for the world that we can create for each other. Other than that, the usual, if you think I'm cute, you want to have sex. And I hope you realize I'm saying that like so freely as if I be getting sex. I get zero sex, bro. Zero. And it's not a problem. Like, I'm not fiending or nothing. Like, this ain't crack to me. But I guess one thing I can say, or I've been able to learn, is that I really do appreciate the person that I am outside of being able to constantly engage in intimacy, as much as I do enjoy it. So I'm just free balling out there. Like, if you guys are kicking it with me, then let's kick it. But I've just revealed so much more of an artistic, intellectual side of myself on the other side of just being like, you know what? Like, if love comes, but if it doesn't, then so be it. But if it's there, I'm going to give it everything I got. And life's just so like, it seems like just blessings are everywhere now instead of just me recognizing how much I lack shit that I want. But if you do want to have sex with me, the Instagram's open. So let's get into the video.
And his name is John C.
Okay, now we're tapped in. Addison Rae, baby girl, let's get into this. I honestly didn't even know what type of genre to put Addison in because it's just compilation music. This is going to sound messed up, I'm sorry. I listened to the last album, and I've even listened to some of, like, I guess her fans or people that support white girl pop music. I've listened to people critique it. It's like you guys can't even give critiques anymore. It's almost like the Taylor Swift Billboard review, how she got a 10 out of 10 on that album, The Show Life of a Showgirl. Come on, bro. Like these same publications were giving superstars, like legends of the game that we know back then, we're giving them 5s and 6s out of 10s on legendary albums. And then now we're just paying for the pussy now, huh? Basically, now we're just paying for it. Okay. I hate that. That's going to ruin the culture. Payola is going to ruin the culture. Paying for ads is going to ruin the culture. A lot of stuff that is pro-business, anti-creative is going to ruin the culture because you turn the creative artists into crabs in a bucket and you got them tearing each other limb from limb to get one opportunity instead of recognizing that the opportunity exists inside everybody and it's about how they express it and how they create the opportunity for others to support them that decides how that opportunity goes. And if you're smart enough to think about how you can eliminate the overhand executives that like to exploit and parasite off of the earnings, then you're going to realize creative artists are some of the most well-paid people on planet Earth, at least in America, because the opportunity is ridiculous here. So we're just going to call Addison Rae's music dance pop and pseudo sad songs because she's basically the epitome of, I just pulled a white girl off the street and I said, I'm going to turn you into a star. Like, you can sing a little bit, I'll turn you into a star. Okay? This is like full branding. And again, nobody's going to be this critical. And guys who are critical of girls are usually like misogynistic and hate women. So that's also why like you got to take it all with a grain of salt. And I'd actually invite everyone to take my critique with a grain of salt, or at least run it against other people that you trust and see if I'm saying this out of spite and out of hatred, or I'm saying it out of actual desire for a conscious creative community. One that I can actually bring artists to my platform so we can actually create the greatest art on planet Earth beyond the constriction of social media, streaming, and AI artists. Hey, Disney, actually, when you're editing this video, can you put up that picture of the deal that was just signed between the AI company and the major labels to license all of their catalogs, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of pre-recorded songs to train AI? So regular people can make songs every day for fun and send it to their friends. Do you really think that's what AI art is going to be used for? Look me in my 2 eyes and my pimple up top. Do you really think that's what AI art is going to be used for? Don't worry, I'll explain what it's going to be used for in a second. Later in the video, forgive me. We got a lot to get into today. So, I also did some research on Addison's background as it pertains to music. Did she do any instruments? Did she have a musician in her family? Again, this is just an average person who happened to get famous and viral. This is like this is like if Charli D'Amelio wanted to be a musician, like purely a musician, and just cut the dance out. In short, you have somebody who gets so famous for doing nothing, and we'll explain this. TikTok dances aren't really that shit. Someone who gets famous for doing nothing of genuine, niche value, and then they're so famous that you can still sell ads off them, or sell tickets, or sell something off of them, or using the leverage of their influence, of their fame, but you can't find something for them to do that's like, oh wait, they're this rich and famous because they do this, or because they were on the path of becoming this and they accessed all these things. It's like, no. You were just rich and famous, and now you are stamp a label onto you. And now, just like I explained in the Zara Larsson video about Taylor Swift, now the standard for pop music, especially for white girls, it's just a moving target following Taylor Swift, instead of Taylor also being one of the people who is climbing this eternal mountain of creativity and adding onto it with her own creative journey, progressing upward towards peak status. There is no progression. There is, once you find the formula to just print money, you print. Drake and Taylor Swift are two of the worst things to happen to the music industry ever, as it pertains to creative culture and creative artists and creative community, not labels and executives. Because that is the autistic formula. Not the autistic formula, it's the autistic pattern that is uncovered, that you have to use a nerd to find, that you just print infinite money glitch. And then you just run as many people as you can through the infinite money glitch until you're actually doing a crime like human trafficking. And then you throw the lowest dude on the in the mob under the bus. Get out! I'm not defending any of these people. All these executives are sick. You literally have to do sick stuff to get into the club. So it's like, don't ask who's a part of the nastiness, the nasty cult shit, especially the Epstein stuff. Don't ask who is a part of it. Ask who's not a part of it. Because you don't get in. It's like, have you seen that TikTok meme that's like, you didn't get invited not because you're not cool. You didn't get invited because you don't do coke. It's literally one of those things. It's like, oh, you don't do X, Y, and Z demonic activity? Dude, you're just gonna watch us and snitch. But if you do it, we're gonna hold it over your head. But if you do it, we do have a camera in the corner of this room. And we are gonna use that against you. All right? Let's make it possible. Let's make it possible here. So we'll get into I guess the genre doesn't matter too much, but she's a hobbyist. It was something, she was a dancer, primarily a dancer. And then music was just a hobby, a fun thing that she enjoyed and did like the rest of us. It's like me getting a record deal right now. I love music. I can recreate a couple of the songs. What does Gaga know about Kodak? That was when the great almighty Kanye West invented the brand deal before social media decided to make a thing with it. And isn't it interesting how his wife, or at least his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, is the George Washington of content creators and influencers? So, actually, I'm going to have to make sure that I get another hour in here. My bad. my bad. Steal some more time. She goes from high school dancer to saying that she wants to be a dancer in college. I think she wanted to be like on the LSU cheer or the LSU dance team, Tiger Girls, if I'm remembering that correctly. But forget it. She gets TikTok famous, derails everything. You will not get the college degree anymore. You're going to be famous, all right? So this is what we're doing now. Just like in the SoundCloud era, or how that was the booster for the Gen Z artists or pop stars that we know are today, and you better thank organic algorithms for that, because now the algorithms are so manufactured and so fucked up, no organic artist is really going to as much as find an audience of people that support them and want to commit to them. They're just going to be constantly just served up to a bunch of random tables, bro, served up. Oh, did you order this? Did you order this? Did you order this? Did you order this? And everyone's going to be like, I did not order caviar. I didn't order caviar. I didn't order caviar. Like, I ordered a burger. I ordered pizza. Why the fuck are you handing me caviar? That's what social media is like. Oh, caviar, 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 caviar. Oh, I guess nobody likes caviar. But no, none of the tables that actually requested caviar were shown your caviar. And you know what's crazy? The person who owns the restaurant is organizing this debacle. Because they know, well, nobody's going to stop coming to this restaurant. These people are still going to pay to eat here. But the importance of social media, at least as it pertains to these types of like, I hate saying it like this, but these types of non-cultured or non-incubated creative artists, underdeveloped creative artists, thank you. It used to be Disney Channel. It used to be not only Disney Channel, but the Disney Incubator. It used to be creative arts programs in universities. Again, a lot of these were exclusivized to whether it's already famous people, already in-group people, or just attractive, like very attractive people. It's weird saying that about kids too. Like you have to want. And then it's also weird thinking that the modeling industry will go to these impoverished countries and they'll recruit 12 and 13-year-olds by saying, you are attractive, you should come to this foreign country with me and take a bunch of risque photos and build a career off this. And I'm going to act like I'm not going to ask you to basically be a child escort to a billionaire who's going to fund your career. And then we're just going to call it a modeling career. And then your management agency is actually going to be more of like a pimping committee. And you're going to be pimped out by either a madam or some dude who you'll never see. And if you do see him, he's probably abusive. And then you're going to hate your experience there, degrade yourself so much that you're going to be chasing an impossible salvation, or you're going to hate the industry so much that you never want anything to do with creative arts, with modeling, with anything, and you're probably not even 25 yet. One thing that I can appreciate TikTok for, though, is that it made access to visibility, not virality, access to visibility a lot lower. Anybody with a desire now, with a desire and technology, could access the visibility they needed. Now what they needed behind that was a brand and a journey and people to support them through the bullshit. A lot of people don't have that. But social media did make it easier for the common man to assume positions of authority in certain industries and fields that otherwise would have never been given to them unless they went through the celebrity to escort process or undercover escort process, or they were just already in the group. I'm not saying any of that has stopped. I've actually had a conversation with a very, very beautiful lady that I met like a week ago. And we're talking about, I don't want to be too revealing here. We're talking about celebrities at a club that she was at. And she was saying, oh, most of these influencers, you'll see them doing like escorting or some form of that. Like these people aren't getting paid off brand deals for real. And even if they are, everyone is sending the brand deals to the same like 5 people. So yeah, like this is a very unsustainable career. Nobody's going to speak on it, but you see these people going on these brand trips and whatnot. I'm not saying every brand trip is one of these either, but you see these people going traveling all over the world for no reason other than to spend somebody else's money, but you don't know whose money that is, and you don't know how the fuck they're getting around everywhere. And you wonder what community is like supporting this. This may be actually a 2-part video. I feel bad, but fuck it. We got to get into it. So as fortunate, as lucky as we are for the average person to, at least at some point, to achieve visibility to the mainstream through social media platforms, it also put people... There was a certain point where social media actually supported creative people, and the most creative and networked people were going to get the most opportunities. But then once you have people gatekeeping, whether it's their fans, they're gatekeeping access to certain community, to certain creators and collaborations. Once it becomes a me, my brand, I'm branding myself, I'm the identity here, and it's not I am a part of a culture, of an ecosystem, of a community. That's when we lose the significance of the collaborative process of this creative ecosystem. I think I might have just said like 6 words, 6 different ways, 3 times over. So I apologize for that. But the thing that I was describing maybe 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, was going from basically a nobody to famous for no reason, and then trying to now assume a position of credibility in an industry that requires you, or at least at a point did, require you to be talented and niche, and to back up whatever success that you have in this industry, not with your marketing team or not with your sales strategy, but with your actual art and your connection to the culture that inspired you to create. All right? Or maybe just the culture that you create through your expression and your ideas. But we don't have that novelty in the industry anymore. It's like every brand is trying to be brand safe so much, making sure that, I better not have any artists that want to speak about free Palestine in this motherfucker, or else I'm going to have to drop them off my label. Sit here and think. This is going to sound fucked up. If all the artists are not allowed to speak about what's going on in the world because all the money they're getting paid, or at least the people paying them money, are telling them, shut up when it comes to this shit. Only speak about sad songs, taking drugs, and having sex. And dancing in the club. Who is going to feel that other than the people who are also escaping the suffering of their reality? Nobody's going to really care about this art as a means of inspiration. To be, no. Like, I'm not running away from this reality, from this pain. I'm digging my feet way, way deeper into the dirt, and I'm going even harder about this because I understand this is an opportunity for me to change. And I better be on the front side of that change, at least the person in control of it. If I'm being genuinely honest with you, I don't think that this whole little career thing, I think Addison's got like another album, maybe, in her. Like an EP and an album. And they'll keep on dragging it, bro. They'll keep on just being like a Cardi B situation. Oh, I got an album coming out next year for 10 years. This is a phase, bro. This is a phase. This is literally like, because how can you be somebody that says, well, I made this music because it feels good to me. But how can you not feel what's going on in the world? Genuinely speaking. Especially as an artist and as a creative, somebody who has the gift of connecting people through energy, not through actual, and maybe sometimes through physical, but connecting people through energy, through resonant energy. How can you not feel, how does it not resonate the pain and suffering that's happening in the world? And how are you not creative enough to integrate that into a message that can inspire the people to do something with their circumstances and their reality, not escape their reality, so the people who are already winning by shitting all over us can keep winning some more because more people have gotten more docile and don't want to actually do something. This is why I call it white girl propaganda. The propaganda is in the art. The art has become the marketing scheme. We do art to sell ads now. We don't sell ads off the art because the art is catching so much attention. People are so stupid now and just purely anti-intellectual. They can't even receive the art because it makes them insecure, recognizing that they're dumb or recognizing that they actually are a racist or they actually are mean and need to change. They'd rather sit there and go, tell me the song I want to hear. Don't hold me accountable for saying the N-word when I'm white and I wear do-rags. I'm the consumer, and the consumer is always right. So fuck the creative. Let me dig my hand into your ass and just take the soul out of you myself. This is what AI art is doing. And I almost made an amazing video actually about that. But that's just the point of AI art. Nothing about AI art is organic. It's stolen. I don't care if the art is licensed, if it's cataloged, if it's published, it's stolen. And you're using a black box, not a jukebox, a black box. This is the black box. A non-creative person puts their hand through the black box, digs into the artist world, and steals art to then interpret in their own way. That can only be used to make a cute song for your boyfriend or girlfriend for Valentine's Day so much. Nobody's gonna fucking do that every year. Businesses are going to churn any possible combination of rhymes, of lyrics, of beats, anything. Just churn. And there will be no more independent art. That's the goal. Because if an independent person outside of the industry can show you that not only can they become a millionaire or at least self-sufficient, but also influence people to go against the mainstream agenda, do you fucking think they're going to let you live? You think they're going to let you live, Young Dolph? You think they're going to let you live, Nipsey Hussle? You think they're going to let you fucking live, bro? Especially if you a nigga? Hell no. Let me make sure this is still recording. The reason why I have to bring up all these like competitive peers are because I have to show you that it's not that people have to stop being musicians or stop making art. The most important thing is that people know their fucking role. All right? Sorry about that. But the most important thing is that people know their role. And if they want to be a part of the creative culture and they want to just get a bag out of it, those are two completely different things. If you want to be a part of the culture, you're not just going to get paid. You're going to be responsible for the culture. If you want to just get paid, just come through and essentially rape the culture. We don't have anything for you. Because we want people who are going to be here and invest in the culture, knowing the influence that it has on the community. knowing the potential economic opportunity that can come through corporations and through the businesses. At a local level, if we have local artists who are allowed to rise up, not only with their peers, but with the local talent in other fields, athletes, entrepreneurs, students, bring the community together. Your pastors cannot bring the people together like rock stars can. And they wish they could. That's why they do all that stupid ass pyrotechnic shit at their mega churches, taking millions of dollars in subsidies, or not subsidies, tithings from poor people, which is basically like subsidies from poor people, to continue to sell dreams. Which is actually funny because that connects to another video that I was going to make, which is the highest paying job on planet Earth is selling salvation. But not just that, selling the dream of salvation. Because then you can put somebody on a hamster wheel and have them give you their soul in exchange for, literally hand you in a gift wrap box, their soul in exchange for you to not only craft a story that they can believe in, but you creating the circumstances or at least the environment to reinforce it. This is why religion works so good on you guys. Because I can justify stealing your actual reality and resources by giving you or cooking up a story that's good enough for you to believe in at the mercy of what you actually see with your own two eyes in your own fucking reality. And then I scale that to every country. And then I put missions in this country and this country. And then I send people out to go on mission trips, to go speak in this language, to go indoctrinate these poor people into our religion, because it's not like our ancestors came through and pillaged the fuck out of this self-sufficient community or civilization just for me, the descendant of these evil ancestors, to come in and say, wait a second, we didn't sabotage you. The devil did, because you guys were doing demonic black magic voodoo activities, having sex with each other. So we need to come save you now from our ancestors, but we get to abandon our history. That would actually show us we should probably save the entire world from ourselves before we try to save anybody else from any type of deity that may be potentially harming them. Because what do you know about anybody else when you can't take accountability for yourself? Banger! Okay, I'm not sure what point we were getting to, but the reason why I included all these peers here is not because I'm going to explain all their brands. We may get into all of these at some point. We have already done the Tate video. Maybe Zara actually goes here, but actually no. Yeah, maybe. I think you white girls need to really figure it out as it pertains to who you want the pop star to be. There cannot be 6 different Britney Spears. You're giving Britney energy, giving every comment section of every white girl who does music, mainstream music, every single comment section. Don't let them turn around and show body either. Giving Britney. Who made up that phrase, it's giving? Definitely. That's what I thought. But what I believe, if Addison Rae wants a successful career, we might as well just get into that right now, huh? If Addison Rae wants a successful career, what she could do is just be a part of the clique of a creative artist that she really looks up to or inspires her. Whether it's Charlie XCX, whether it's Tate McRae, whether it's Taylor Swift even, and not like a groupie, because like obviously that's not the case, unless, but to be there to marinate herself in what it means to genuinely be an artist and to actually be responsible for your own creativity. not just have the fortune of having a viral brand or being signed to this marketing agency that can just do everything for you and set up all the brand deals for you. I think that in a perfect world, Addison Rae is a backup dancer for Tate McRae, for Zara Larsson, or for, I could actually put a million of these in a list here, but let's just be really bland, for like Beyonce. Not even that, honestly, no. For like another Gen Z black pop star. The reason why I say backup dancer instead of just like not an artist at all, because I did make that claim, is she's an amazing dancer. I've seen her live shows. Her live shows are not musical performances. They are dance recitals. I don't even think I can clip one in here because I might get copyright, but I'm telling you right now, she's not singing. Like if you guys were mad at Tate McRae not singing her songs or not going to the depth of her voice in her songs when she's doing live shows, Addison doesn't say any of the lyrics. None. It's a dance recital. It's crazy how you can have somebody stand there with an amazing voice or amazing lyrics and absolutely captivate 100,000 people in an arena or in a stadium. Or you could get 5,000 people in a room, do a whole dance recital, and people are cheering because they feel this energy or they feel your creativity, your artistic nature. But like, it's not to do with the actual music. And this is why like the people who've come after me, especially the people who are like these staunch supporters of Addison Rae, they come after me and they're saying, you just don't get it because this is femme energy. This is feminine power, pink power. If that's the case, then we'll just chop it up as to I just don't understand it. But what I really want to say it is that it's a dance recital. It's just very provocative dance recitals. That makes you, especially conforming like white women, feel you like to wear your sexuality through other people. Or your like sexual nature through other people. So when other people are confident enough to wear super revealing clothing or to do very provocative dances, then you're like, that's my girl. That's my girl. Because like you wouldn't do it yourself. But let's be honest, bro. It's dance recitals. I'm right about that. So if you want to do dance recitals, then how about you kick the pop star lane over, take your songwriters who wrote all your songs for you, send them to somebody else who is a pop star or who has waded through the incubator pipeline, somebody like Sabrina Carpenter, somebody like Zara Larsson, but Zara writes her own fucking song, so here we go. We don't need songwriters over there, or do we? Maybe collaborators. And then sit back and just be a part of the machine, bro. And one thing about you white people, bro, like where are all the like record labels for white women? That's something I'm also starting to recognize. Like I don't see like where's Taylor Swift's record label at? Where are any of these white girls' record labels at? Oh wait, no, Madonna has one. Deftones are on Madonna's record label. But where are all the white girls with record labels? That would actually show us if you guys can not only cultivate, but curate actual talent beyond yourself, which would only further validate the talent that does exist within you, if it does exist there. Which I hate to say, I don't think it does for a lot of y'all. But the same way that I believe Gracie Abrams shouldn't be a pop star, not because she's not beautiful, not because she's not talented, because she's a songwriter. She's not a performing artist. Write all the songs that you want. That's just the perfect stage for somebody who's a creative artist in the AI era that just wants to like write and get paid. But like Gracie, you're a songwriter. You sit back and write songs for other people. Like I don't know if you want to be famous or you feel the need to be famous because you're J.J. Abrams' daughter. If you see this video, tap me in with your daddy real quick. We got a conversation to have about this movie I'm making. But Gracie's a songwriter. She makes great songs, but at the end of the day, she sounds like everybody else. And if not sounds like everybody else, her voice isn't niche enough. It isn't powerful enough to compete or to make her niche, to make her somebody else. There is at least 5 Gracie Abrams in every single generation. And that's the thing that's weird. It's like the future of white girl pop will be owned by like the most rejected rebel white girls you see, like gothy mommies, freaking tattoos, piercings all over their body, on their fucking eyeballs, bro. Like that's the future. We're gonna go from like almost like conservative trad wife, Sydney Sweeney era pop star, like picture perfect, put them in a box, nostalgic replica pop stars, into does not fit in any box. You don't even know how to perceive this alien creature. But she's freaking hot, and she's freaking talented, and she's freaking doing it, bro. And you're just, where's that freaking, take my money. It's like, you can't prepare for that. You can't develop that. The people who are that are already doing it, but they're probably discouraged because they're not getting any attention or any showing from the mainstream industry. But those people, given just washed into the right opportunity or just beelined into the right opportunity, I'm telling you right now, the culture will chase them for so long. Because this has been for decades thing we've been craving nuance. You guys don't understand how influential and how important, or at least how much of the music industry backboned itself into globalized status genuinely off of rap music and hip hop. So I would like to see, and the reason why I say she can be a dancer, right? And I think you shouldn't be afraid to be a dancer, even if you want to do music. She can do music on the side, bro. If she decides to go, and again, we'll explain this a little bit later in this video as I explain the process that I'll turn average people into whatever type of artist they want to be. But just everybody who uses my platform will find a way to contribute to the culture. Even if you only make one music video, you make one song, you write one song, you record one vlog, if you do any type of creative work, you get booked for something, all of it. We will run the underground because it's not that we're talentless. We don't have funding and we don't have organization and we don't have belief in ourselves. That's why we keep on thinking that salvation is these giant record deals that are just horrible bank advances and bank loans that will destroy you if you don't have some type of drug money or some type of rich baby daddy who's going to buy you out of that. Those record deals are worse than college education. I'm telling you right now, if you're thinking about signing a record deal just because you don't want to go to school, go ahead and go to school first and then go sign that record deal and then use the degree and the job you get off the back of that to pay for the debt that you're in for the record deal. Thank me later. The thing is with Addison wanting to be a backup dancer, but then doing music on the side, it allows her to leverage her already developed fame to shed a light, to put a light onto other artists who she likes, who she inspired by, who she wants to collaborate with. So the fame isn't going to waste. She can continue to sell ads and be a content creator, but she is now a part of a creative clique. And now she can create opportunities for talented artists. And she can develop behind the scenes so we don't have to just sit here and be like, Addison Rae, you suck, you suck, you suck. We can be like, oh, Addison makes music? Just dropped a song right there. Oh, Addison was on that executive production for that album right there. Oh, Addison's the dancer in that somber music video. Oh my goodness, this is an artist. This is not just a content creator. This is an artist who is expanding her reach and her credibility through the creative ecosystem. And the credibility doesn't come from who get the highest paid brand deal or who can get the most fame or the most likes and clicks and views. The answer is who can connect and who can drop the heaviest rock into the pond and make those waves shake and impact everybody. Who can incorporate as much of the active platform as possible into reminding us how important the collaborative process is of creative art, but also giving us an opportunity to create for the next man who or woman who can't create for themselves. Because that's what we do in this type of creative economy. That's why big tech and those freaking dudes who all they do is jerk off and then use the other hand to play video games, play PC games. That's why they think this AI art shit is genuinely a thing. It's not. It's not ever going to be anything. This is going to be another, literally, it's not even the only one. It's going to be another bubble that blows up. That they created. They created this debt bubble and they blow it up themselves. And anybody who was a part of their industry and who signed the licensing their catalog away, anybody who was a part of the industry, a part of that implosion, you're going to have to start from scratch off a new identity. So I'm thinking, well, let me just round up all the people who are already being fucked up by the industry. Let the industry burn itself alive instead of continuing to burn my people at the stake. And then when those people in the industry end up running out of the burning building, how about we have an underground railroad to take you guys to the promised land? What if there's somebody who's already thinking about this stuff? What if there's somebody who's already perceiving the implosion of the industry and creating a way for artists to not only escape, but to go to a new land to create a new type of reality for us, for each other, for those who care about the culture? And let the people who just want to be compensated and just want to pay for the culture, let those people come in next. Those people ended up building the platforms that forced us creative artists onto. And now we have to follow their rules instead of we creating a platform for ourselves, then having great leverage to get into partnerships and deals with major corporations and industries. Because the only thing they can offer us is money. They don't offer us inspiration. They don't offer us hope. They don't offer us belief in ourselves. They just offer us money and things money can buy. Money can't buy a soul. You have to give it up. Money can't buy talent. You have to actually earn it. And because I genuinely know that Addison cares about dancing more than she does music, she can open a dance studio. And then she can be a guiding light for young girls, even young boys, maybe young people who want to become dancers, who see, hey, she may have had a kind of fucked up path into getting to where she wanted to be, but now with her opportunity, she is now handing it down to somebody who can leverage more clear circumstances to get to where they're trying to go. And now she gets to be a part of, not only a part of a network of creative artists who help her on her creative journey, but she gets to be the creative person that inspires other people to get on theirs as well. And now it's not just about having a bunch of fans paying the highest number of money or the highest amount of money for tickets to come to watch your show, your dance recital. It's you have a community of fans, people that you collaborate with, people that you connect with, people that inspire you, people that you compete against. You have a community and you are a part of something just because you care about art and you decide to pursue it with some intention. Nobody left behind. If you're a part of this, you're a part of something. That's what I love. And that's what I love about when I hear about the people who work the not low skill, but like the lower paid jobs in Hollywood, when Hollywood actually could like pay people or help people pay their bills for being extras. It showed me how expansive this economy is and the ecosystem is, and how there was a time in LA, or at least in Hollywood, every single person you would walk by had played in something, had either played in something, had participated with somebody famous, or had been working on a project that had the potential to go famous. Every single person. Now, of course, this may not be a perfect thing, but the hunger that was there too, young, ambitious, starving, literally, that was also very important in creating a very, very competitive, a very gold standard, for lack of better terms, culture. We don't have that now. It's like, can you go viral? Can you maintain virality? Will you not talk about Israel and Palestine? Okay. Fucking ridiculous, bro. Okay, let's get into why we all hate Kim K for creating this freaking pipeline, for allowing talentless people or talentless artists to assume positions of authority in the creative industry. But not only that, but take spots from real independent artists that should be having the ability to mainstream themselves and to build their brand and contribute to the culture in the ways they know best. So yeah, Kim Kardashian, this is all your fault. I'm playing. You know what's weird? This may be awkward, but I guess you're my friends now, so I'm telling you guys whatever I want. Kim Kardashian, I would date Kim Kardashian like right now. I know it sounds weird, and it's probably like weird. It's just weird. I would date Kim Kardashian right now. Like I genuinely, something in me, and I could be so wrong, which I usually am, when it pertains to like relationships. Something tells me that like Kim is like such a nice person. Like again, a little oblivious, but just like a nice person, bro, behind all that shit, bro. Like it genuinely is like a well-intentioned person who cares and loves for like people. And I think it's this need to just like keep on almost like chasing the image, chasing the identity that she needs to be this role for her mom, that it just makes the whole world see her as like so much more fucked up than she is. But I think there's a good heart in Kim Kardashian, bro. Genuinely speaking, bro. And like I don't know what it's gonna take, bro. But like maybe it has to take the end of like that Keeping Up with the Kardashians show. But it's just some opportunity where she could just be like yeah, like life is crazy, bro, and like this is like me. Like I know I'm not a normal person, but like this is me trying to be, and just speaking from experience, speaking from what I wish I had said, what I wish I had done, what things that went wrong, and how I addressed it. Like if Kim can get personable, fuck the billionaire shit, bro. Like not that I'm like fuck the billionaire shit, but like she's not gonna have to worry about constantly like looking over her shoulder as to like, oh my goodness, like who's gonna like dot me for being just so much richer than them. Like, but again, I don't know. I used to be a fan of Kourtney Kardashian until Kourtney started having mad beef with Kim, and then I started realizing, damn, is Kim the problem? But I don't know. Like, again, this isn't even about Kim. This is about Kris fucking Jenner and the program that she made. And then we'll get into basically how the industry, at least as not only the music industry, but the creative arts industry as a whole, is going to implode itself as we enter this AI busted on everyone's face era. And then we'll talk about the platform that I've been making and working on and begging, literally hands and knees, people to invest in. All right. That's what I've been working on. That's what I've been doing. That's how I've been feeling. And then we'll conclude this video. I have a podcast episode, which I guess I'll link here. But I've pivoted from podcast to vlog, so forgive me for that, my beautiful people. No, from podcast to Substack articles. So if you want any of my hot shit, go check out the Substack, which we'll drop some hot shit on there very soon. I have a podcast that says that Kris Jenner is the greatest pimp of all time. And really, it's not even about the whole, like me alleging that she could be a madame and she was basically like selling her own kids, access to her own kids to build enough capital to then invest back into this brand, or at least create some type of opportunity for them to go on this wild journey of turning the whole entire family into billionaires. But I forgot what I was saying. Okay, my bad. I remember. But the focus is how to really, really, really be ahead of the game, leveraging every opportunity you can to make your dream possible. Like you have to sit here and think. Kris Jenner is not supposed to be in the circles that she was in. Kris Jenner was a wife of a rich dude who was a lawyer, like handled rich guys. And then she was a wife of an athlete. Like these aren't like you're like she's supposed to be a wag, bro. She's supposed to be like on the reality TV show. She's not supposed to be the executive producer. She's not supposed to be the business manager. She's not supposed to be the motherfucking executive. All right? So we have to sit here and think like this is in spite of everything, bro. This woman said, I don't like, she's gotten so much. I don't even know if she dreams anymore. Like, I don't know what she dreams about. This is like pure talent, bro, as it pertains to business and just pure ambition. And the fact that we haven't heard any crazy legal scandals yet, like crazy legal scandals, again, insane, bro. Like this is a mastermind. And her kids played the role they needed to play, and look at where they're all at now. It doesn't matter if any of them aren't billionaires, bro. They're all at least $100 million in some account in the Cayman Islands to their names. So really, anything you make on top of that is just icing on the cake, if you even like that. Icing on the cake. Icing on the BBL. So I call this the Kim Kardashian Starborn from Dust branding guide. I don't know. I'm sorry. I keep putting my hand here. Like I got a belt here, which I don't. But I used to have this bad issue of just sticking my hand in my pants and just grabbing my balls just whenever I wanted to, just making sure I reminded myself I feel like the man I am. And I think that's not only unhealthy, but it puts people off. Makes me feel like I'm like rubbing myself in public. So I just try to keep it, you know. If anybody wants to give me a Louis V belt, put my little thumb in there while I'm looking cool. Go ahead and jack me that. All right, let's. I write these episodes as if they're going to be an hour long, and then I drag them out for 3 hours. It's always my fault. I'm sorry. So you have to realize that Kim's journey is not organic whatsoever, at all. But the fortune that she has to be in the position that she was in has allowed whatever she wanted to be done. So we're going to have to look at this here. It starts with, we have to have some prerequisites. We're not just going to go, use the internet and get viral. Like just start selling pussy pics and getting viral. Like that shit ain't going to happen. What we're going to do is make sure that we have the right circumstances to, if we do get viral, this is pre-internet, mind you, not pre-internet, this is pre-social media. So if we do have the resources to get viral, like we're getting lit. And we're using that momentum push to be the only push that we need to help us create our own vehicle that runs on its own, so we don't need no momentum pushes from anybody. We don't need to depend on anybody's salvation or anybody's validation or compensation to make us who we are. We will get ourselves off one deal, just like that Young Thug interview. I got signed a fucked up deal, but I had a plan. We're going to find out how we're going to do this. Remember, Kim's just like everyday cute, like Armenian girl. Like, probably going to just go to be a nurse or something. Like, just a cute Armenian girl, bro. Like, she ain't no talent, super talented, super creative, super anything. You're gonna start with the proximity to fame. Brandy. I don't know how you guys forgot Brandy, but you guys remember Kim Kardashian, other than the fact that Kim has to continue to validate why she's famous every single day, and Brandy is just track record of platinum and gold. So proximity to somebody who's actually talented will be the most important thing, because they create opportunities that you would either have to pay for, you'd have to give your asshole up for, or you just won't get because you're not somebody who is in a clique with these people. All right? So proximity is important. Making sure that the world knows you, the opportunists know you, and investors know you. Investors is going to sound hilarious when we start talking about escorting. Then, get your viral moment. Nobody cares about you. Like, she's not a good designer. She wasn't going to do any of this shit on her own. She wasn't going to be a musician on her own. Kim Kardashian has a song out. She wasn't going to be a freaking fashion model on her own. She wasn't going to be any of this shit on her own because she's not them. She wanted to position herself in a role. She wanted to buy the identity. At least Kris Jenner did. Do the work I ask of you, and I can make all your dreams come true. That's the relationship between Chris and her children. And it's working pretty damn well at the mercy of whatever her children refuse to tell us. Viral moment. Lil Durk, what was Kim Kardashian's viral moment? Are we allowed to include that in here, or is that sexually explicit material? Okay. Let me know. Let's not. I don't know why my brain is just like, we should put a clip of, and then I'm like, actually, no, let's not do that. You know what's interesting? Whenever I see something like a leaked sex tape, or at least this specific leaked sex tape, but when I hear something as if like, oh, Ice Spice got paid $500,000 to go on a date with Jordan Poole or something, it automatically triggers my player trick mind into, this is escorting, bro. Like, something about this is escorting. Like, I promise you. Even if I can't track it, I'm right. So what my theory is, and this is all alleged on the whole Kim Kardashian situation and the sex tape situation, is that instead of Chris basically putting her daughter up to like have sex with a bunch of these billionaires or a bunch of these rich guys, for the sake of just like maybe getting an opportunity and probably, getting trafficked through there, she's like, well, what if we just made you survive an extreme humiliation event? But if you're able to survive that humiliation event, there will be deals that come on the back end of that. Mind you, this is from the research report that was done on Paris Hilton and the opportunities that were immediately given to her after her tape leaked, but she never wanted them because she was already rich and famous. So she's like, hey, violating me, like, I don't like that. But then Chris is like, wait a second. You got all those opportunities after this super negative thing happened to you? But this super negative thing, if you can get over this, nobody gives a shit. If you can get over this super negative thing, this leak of a tape, everyone has sex. Everybody does it. And you're famous. Like, people have been begging on seeing you do it. And you're a woman, and you're a young woman, and you're young and attractive. Like, people have been begging to see you do this as much as they hate you and they want to shame you for it. So Chris, again, where's that clip of her saying, as her mom, I was disappointed, but as her manager, I had to look for the opportunity. Manager, madame, let's be real here. Madame, let's be real here. Manager is not selling a sex tape of their child's as a means of pivoting them into success. Yeah, I mean, at least a manager who wants to stay out of prison isn't doing that. But again, this is all alleged, though. I don't want to incriminate anybody. Also because these people are billionaires, and Kris Jenner just had a 70th birthday with all like lizard demon tech bros, and those people will probably get me headshotted if they find out that I'm talking shit on their homie. Most important part of the prerequisite, though, it's not your viral moment, because think about like somebody like Bonnie Blue. You can have viral moment, but if you don't have good management, and you have to keep on having viral moments to keep on sustaining yourself. And that sucks, because if your viral moments come from extremism, then you have to make extremism your baseline or your standard. That will make you go insane at the mercy of you actually creating anything or being compensated for anything. You will lose your mind. And it's also, the whole point of the algorithm is for tech bros to say like, art only matters for the means of advertising than it means for actually organizing people together. If you don't have strategic management, you will not. None of this is possible. Most of these OnlyFans girls, like especially the ones you see on these, if you watch like Twitch streams and whatnot, most of these girls are in fucked contracts, like music level contracts with their managers. That's why it would benefit somebody like Kris Jenner to make sure that her daughters, multiple of them, are not being managed by some random dude, not being overseen by scammers, crypto bros, losers. Chris is like, if my daughters are going to be put on Front Street, I'm going to be the one who manages the whole brand. And the second I get uncomfortable, then I'll stop it. Now, if the escorting allegations are true, that's fucking wild. But that's why she went about that route. Not only can you control to make sure that your daughters aren't getting scammed, but you can control to make sure that anything that you aren't comfortable with, you don't have to follow through with. And there's still going to be some type of like humanization on the other side for your children. But Chris, again, I keep on saying this, Chris is like fucking genius. Kris Jenner is a fucking genius. Everybody respect it. Fucking genius. I think Kris Jenner literally created the modern model of influencer marketing agencies. And okay, other people may have had it. I think Kris Jenner, in the digital social media era, Kris Jenner is the fucking, not queen, king of that shit. King. And what's even worse is that I be hearing her do her little interviews for Bloomberg and for Forbes, and I'm sitting here like, bro, come on. Like, I know you're not giving the sauce, bro. I know you're not giving the sauce. And she just sits there and she's, oh, well, I just make sure that my girls and not, like, come on, bro. Like, dude, you're a freaking titan. You're a mogul, bro. I would love to hear the conversations that Kris has with her actual business team and like other management and executive peers. Because I'm telling you right now, that she probably speaks like fucking Leor Cohen. Deals done now. Kris is crazy. But what's the important part? It's not just having a viral sex tape, a viral leak. The important part is pivoting so precisely that not only do people validate you for whatever career you genuinely want to be remembered and seen as, but people only remember the highlighted or manufactured parts of your journey so much, they forget how you even got into a position to bootstrap yourself into the fame and the careers and the industries that you wanted to participate in. We've seen family, media, multimedia company, and marketing agency from these people. This is off the sex tape because they got a TV show like right after that, huh? Sex tape comes around. Okay, well, that's huge media attention. We got to do something about that. So let's do, again, TV show. That's going to launch into our media empire, not exclusively broadcast network, but we have a TV show, which we can get Emmys. And then we can market through the daughters, the stars of the show in our own universe that has its own value and its own fans and its own ecosystem. As much as the world or even the fans may hate them, they cultivated their own value, their own significance. And again, we can continue to say like, they are talentless, bro. Like, oh, these Kardashians and the Jenners, like, they be talentless. But that's the trick. Kris has convinced you that these people are not, they're talentless, more credible. Genius. Now, the thing that I mentioned a little earlier about influencers actually being yacht girls and being undercover escorts, that's a real thing. And if you don't find a career to pivot into, a lot of these socialites know this. And if you speak to any of them, or even some people that have kind of hung around the gang, you will understand that this is real. But if you don't find a way to pivot out of media and selling ads or marketing, you're going to be the next thing that gets sold. And you're going to get sold to an investor that wants to have sex with you. And it's not going to have anything to do with your dreams, your goals, your nothing. It's going to be come here and massage my back and suck my dick. That's the opportunity. Oh, and did I mention that this dude's probably like a foreigner and he's probably like 65 years old and you're probably like 19 or something? Everybody in this marketing, media, influencer space, until the brand deal became a real thing, like the individualized brand deal became a real thing. Like, you wear my t-shirt and I give you $1,000. You drink this soda, 30-second ad, I give you $10,000. Until that became a thing, more times than not, if you're going to sustain yourself and live a wealthy lifestyle, you're going to have to do some kind of escorting. If you're hot enough to sell ads, you're definitely hot enough to get fucked by a billionaire. And that's the play that they do. And then they covered the whole entire thing as like modeling. And then again, the conversation I want to have about modeling, which is really just legalized human trafficking, is human trafficking and showcasing. But why are we allowing people to go to impoverished countries, not even to schools, to universities, to places where people are actually can have leverage for their own well-being? Why are we going to impoverished countries and getting 12-year-olds and 10-year-olds out and saying, oh, you're beautiful, I want you to be a high fashion model? Don't even get me started on that bullshit that Calvin Klein said about Kate Moss. She is 12-year-old girl, but she look grown woman to me, sexy, beautiful lady. Fuck you, Calvin Klein, bro. Your clothes are shit too. You want to escape the whole yacht girl forever type situation? Run a business. That's why they sell so much shit, bro. And that's why they were selling literally any brand though that they could take, even some like illegal fast dieting pills or whatever the fuck. These people were selling everything. But the point is, you can't just be an affiliate or an ambassador and think that that's going to get you any credit in the business world or any type of viability. You have to have shared equity or own a business or create your own business. That's why Skims being like a multi-billion-dollar brand, that is taking people way out of the perception of being like, this was just some stylist turned porn star for like a week and then got a TV deal. Like it's so much has happened that even the Kardashians is playing a backseat role to Skims, which is the business now, and then the entrepreneur to billionaire status. Kylie was almost a billionaire too, leveraging her career and branding. I mean, Kylie was 17 years old dating 25-year-old Tyga. This nigga Tyga was even saying was low-key even confused as to why this was legal. I'm 100% sure I could pull some media for you that says Tyga was confused as well. And you know what's actually the sad part, bro? Kylie looked like a kid, bro. Kylie looked like the way that my neighbor looked, from where I used to live at, my neighbor when my neighbor was like 13. So I'm sitting here thinking it doesn't matter if she's even near legal age, bro. The girl looks like a middle schooler, pre-Botox and butt up and all that stuff. Do we not care? Do we just not care? That's why I'm so confused. It's you can't don't be doing that tiptoe the line of age 18 for me, bro. If you like kids, bro, you like kids, bro. And I don't even like saying it like that because it makes me almost validate the attraction to children, and that's not valid at all. But if you are attracted to that type of shit, there's no way you can hide it, bro. You just are. You just are. And all you do is try to validate, justify, validate all day until you recognize that you might as well just say that you fucking like them. But you can't. So what are you going to do? Legal age is 18. She didn't tell me that was on her ID. She didn't tell me she had a fake ID. I fucking hate all of you niggas. Billionaire status, though, that isn't the only thing. Kim Kardashian should have never been, I made this claim in the Tate McRae video, I'm pretty sure. Kim Kardashian should have never been a high fashion model. You know what's crazy? She actually should have had a better chance being a high fashion model, or could have had a better chance being a high fashion model if she was anti or non-BBL and just herself. Like some slim Armenian girl. She's Kim is beautiful. But Kim was beautiful, bro. And it's like, what do we even need to do that? But then again, it's like attracting freaking black guys. And then because black guys are either going to throw all their fucking money away on you or at least just get you the virality and the visibility that you want, almost like creator collaborations, until this person's brand is valid enough to stand on its own. Everything was strategic. The dating, the marriages, the 72-hour marriage, the freaking pregnancies, everything is strategic, bro. I don't even think that Kim has made an independent decision for herself her whole entire life, if I'm being dead honest with you. That's why I still have so much hope and belief in her, that there's somebody on the other side of the mask that is just suffocating her, that's being dragged down by her mother. But it's so interesting that somebody who almost like started the journey in the place where a lot of people end their modeling journey. Like they're a young model, they get some deals, and then something happens, whether it's like they get a blemish on their face or somebody violates them, and then they're like, I don't want nothing to do with the industry, or they get blacklisted out of the industry. Or maybe a sex tape drops and then they get dropped by their agency. But Kim was able to use that from having no prospects to flipping a cancelable offense into a multi-billion-dollar career and the legacy in the Kardashian-Jenner brand. It's pretty fucking talented. But let's be honest here. I'm not saying Kim Kardashian's not a model, not only because she can't do the model walk, but if you're going to give somebody with a BBL, this may be like, I don't know if it's like racist or some shit. If you're going to give somebody with a BBL an opportunity to be a model, why don't you just hire the black women who literally look like that naturally, but better because it's actually their actual behind and legs and like body. Like if that's what we're selling, you and I both know that like black women only have to do so much to build a body. Black people only have to do so much to build a body. But the body on a Disney, when we edit this video, can you include the picture of Angel Reese at that Victoria's Secret show? And can you include one of Quinn Blackwell? I would sell my soul to go on a date, a singular date with either of these girls. I would sell it yesterday. Are you looking at this? This is not BBL. And mind you, wait till I bring in the dark-skinned queens straight from Africa or straight from actual black communities in America, and see Thickums right there. There's an opportunity. If you're going to put Kim K in high fashion modeling, and this isn't just anything more than a real business deal and just doing a favor for somebody who did you a favor, where are the black women at? Who naturally look like this, who are naturally beautiful, who are naturally needing the visibility. And maybe their story can inspire somebody to pursue this. But like, whole industry is bought and sold, bro. Like, what does it even mean to be a model when Kim Kardashian is like walking the runway with you, but you are like a model, and then Kim Kardashian is there because like, oh, she has 100 million followers. Now imagine that for the music. You're sitting in the studio, you're making beats, you're making jams, whatnot. Oh, you get a phone call from a record label, and the record label says, hey, we want to sign you. How many followers are on your Instagram? And you're like, I have 1,000 songs, and you just heard like 1,000 of them. What do you mean, my Instagram, you fucking idiot? Aren't you the record label? Aren't you the marketing agency? Isn't this advance supposed to be you getting me valid? What the fuck are we doing? Oh, that's right. Creative arts industry is owned by incels, inbreds, and fans. We'll conclude this little Kim K portion by just letting you guys know. The average dream chaser doesn't have resource or doesn't have this ability of network and resource to support their career, especially to pivot like this and to see as long-term as this and to keep on creating reasons to validate their career. A lot of people get traumatized one time, they get one bad deal, one bad event, and they're like, you know what, fuck it, it's over. Or a lot of people get scammed, tricked, manipulated, abused, exploited. And when they find themselves in a debt, especially when you're in a debt like in the creative industry, there's only so much that you can do to pay those debts off because the advances are so exorbitant. It's difficult to just get a regular job and pay that off. That's what I was trying to say. Like when you get $1 million advance, like the bank's not, think about this. The bank won't give me $10,000 to run my startup that is creative conscious. One of you wealthy investors or you Nepo babies should give me money though. But the bank's not going to give me $10,000 to run this business. But the bank will let me sign my life away for $40,000 to go to college. And not saying that college is an issue, but on top of that, I am fully allowed to sign a deal, all my rights away, for an advance of money that is at like $1 million. Let's lowball it, $100,000. You're allowed to get into $100,000 worth of debt, and the only proof is your talent. You're allowed to get into $40,000 worth of debt, and the only proof is your degree and the fact that you got accepted into the community. You're not allowed to go into $10,000 worth of debt because we don't trust that you can run a business properly. Shit is so fucking confusing. Like this is a reality. This is a reality that we live in, guys. So the reason why I had to make that connection is because, the average dream chaser who is in this type of lifestyle, especially it's super reckless and like gig work type of lifestyle, you have to realize that people are going to sell drugs or they're going to sell ass to maintain their position. And the sad part is that it could be their own or it could be somebody else's. It's even worse when it's somebody else's because that's pimping, and that's when they can start creating networks of a bunch of hopeless dream chasers selling themselves in hopes of an opportunity that will probably never come because the money that's being transacted because of these experiences is going to the pimp and it's not going to the pimpy. And that's another reason why I created my platform. It's a lot of creative people. We don't need ridiculous, crazy advances. We don't need all this exorbitant fees and marketing push and all this stuff, especially in this age where virality is something that the any man can access, the every man can access. What we do need, though, consistent income, living wages, welfare programs and support systems and educational opportunities that allow us to skill up and level up and develop and upgrade ourselves and transform ourselves so we can either create more opportunities or be in a position to where we can contribute to collectives, communities, cultures that can help us compensate ourselves. And a lot of you guys don't understand like how many, let me make sure this is still recording. A lot of you guys don't get though, how many people, oh fuck.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Never mind. You guys don't understand how many, not only creative people, but neurodivergent people find themselves in the sex work economy because as fucked up as it is, at least it allows them the freedom to take the money that they make for themselves and do what they please with it. That's it. And to live on their own time as long as they can manage themselves and their clientele. Because those of us, especially me as an autistic person, like I'm working a job right now. I'm freaking Amazon slave for Bezos. But I'm telling you right now, I'm barely surviving every single day, bro. I really should be somebody who's making money online, making money with, real ones. And just living free, bro, and being compensated for not only the art that I do, but the work that I've done and I share with you guys. Like, I genuinely do. I believe I deserve compensation, especially more compensation than these guys who sell you fucking crypto scams and then sell you OnlyFans. And they don't tell you to believe in yourself. They don't tell you to love yourself. They don't tell you that you are more than what the world is showing you that you are, bro, as long as you believe it. So I do believe that my time is coming for all of that. I'm not really worried anymore about it because I could survive broke. So it means that I'm definitely going to enjoy living rich. But yeah, I guess that was just me kind of complaining a little bit, waiting my time, being a little frustrated. Final part of the video. Finally, huh? We're like 2.5 hours in right now. This is fucking insane. You guys won't even watch this video. But final part of the video here is going to be how the digital creative economy implodes itself and how I believe the process of turning an average person into a star should actually work, and why, if you're a record label, you should actually just give me $1 million right now, and then I'll probably make you like a bill in the next 10 years. But if you don't, then I'll just run this whole thing myself, and then you guys will be broke, and I'll be just dancing on your grave and pissing on it and shitting all over it like the internet's doing with Charlie Kirk.
We are
So you let me know.
Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We'll fight.
Okay. Now the future. What the fuck is happening in the future? I feel so bad. I'd be cursing so much, and I feel like there's people out here trying to read and shit. But hey, until I get my own studio, bro, you're going to have to deal with that shit. But how does the digital creative economy implode? Thank you, tech bros. We hate all of you. Social media. Why? Because social media forced an algorithm, audiences to access artists through an algorithm, not through live events. And also, artists being mainstream artists being known or being recognized for live events more than their streaming numbers and social media numbers was actually a sign of people who could not only make music, but could perform it and actually rock a show. We don't know, like a lot of artists we live in today, especially these so-called underground artists, they can't rock any shows. They just make that nice tempo music. They can't rock no shows, though. They get up on stage and they go, yeah, I like girls, yeah, I'm lying, yeah. Like that's literally it. Like it could be completely different words being said, and they go, yeah, turn up, open it up, mosh pit, and they're singing a sad song. Like, what do you? All right. Streaming completely. Okay, also social media, what it also did was it devalued the creative artist who could actually make real art independent, and it brought up the value of anybody who could serve the algorithm and call whatever they were making art at the mercy of the person who is not willing to serve the algorithm or just wasn't supported by the algorithm and actually made that little thing called art. Streaming completely devalued the process of creating art and the amount of value and intention that it takes to make genuine art. Just look at the Spotify CEO. Because the cost of making content is $0, you guys should make as much as possible so we can train our AI algorithms and then eliminate independent art forever. You know what I mean? Forget that shit, man. Forget that shit. I don't even like this infinite content world we're living in. I hate it. I think that we should only have so many options. I mean, the average person is overwhelmed by having too many options, bro. Look at Tinder and look at the dating culture. If a lot of you guys really knew that the only people who were really compatible with you were like 3 or 5 of the 100 or 1,000, don't even get me started on 100,000 people that follow you or connect with you online, then a lot more of you would be in relationships and a lot less of you would be making up this bullshit rhetoric as to how strong and amazing you are because you're single and you can do all of life alone. You know what's crazy? You didn't come out of a womb independent. People had to have sex to bring you out here. People had to come together to create you. So what makes you think that you can just live life in this world full of born souls? What makes you think you can do that on your own? You couldn't even bring yourself here on your own. So what makes you think you're doing the rest of this shit on your own? Sorry. I don't, when artists are in a position to where we're just creating art to hopefully be seen and to hopefully be compensated, you're making the slop. Because you're not making art to be authentic, because you think nobody's going to care about you being authentic. Or because you don't get views, you think nobody cares about you being authentic. And don't even get me started on those freaking those. Do you want to grow your TikTok account? Do you want to market your music on TikTok? Do you just do these 10 tips? Just post 4,500 million times a day, and maybe somebody's going to see your video. Dude, what are you, a freaking marketing agent, bro? No, we aren't marketing agents. We are creative artists who are coming onto TikTok to market what we do and develop an audience. Algorithm doesn't give a fuck about that, so obviously we're going to have to change paths and pivot into a platform that actually cares about us. Oh my goodness. Dark Wizard, are you creating that platform? Dark Wizard, are you gonna be the biggest boss in American fucking history? Yeah. But streaming doesn't help nobody because it stops you, mind you, doom scrolling stops you from being able to make a decision. And the overwhelm of even making a decision backs us up into the convenience of having decisions made for us. It all starts with search to suggested to submit. Let me snap because I want to clip that actually. First, it starts with giving you the responsibility really of searching. And then after you search enough, it starts to suggest things. And after you start clicking on those suggestions enough to study your intentions, not only your decisions, but also your intentions, we will make the decision for you. And you won't know anything else because you will forever question your ability to search and decide and come to a conclusion on your own. You will forever be waiting on the conclusion or the confirmation of whatever you submit yourself to get your truth now. That's how AI splits a society of thinkers and scrollers right there. And you'll be a part of it. Live shows are getting way too expensive, and it's hilarious because you know how I was talking about these people that shouldn't be pop stars and should be like backup dancers and songwriters? Yeah, all the best live shows are people that had to rock the shitty clubs that were on were starving, sleeping, eating PB&Js in the tour bus, smoking roaches because we couldn't afford to get a pack. These type of people, it gets to a point where you're just performing to perform at that point. You're doing music because you love music, and fuck it, if something comes on the back end of this, you might as well show up, bro, but I'm not waiting for it. Something that poverty teaches you. Poverty puts you in a position to prioritize whatever you think is important. And the people who think that music is important in spite of poverty, letting them know that they can't pay their bills, they can't support themselves, those are the people. That switch, if it turns on, a lot of people, it doesn't turn on. They just go straight corporate yuppie. But when that switch turns on, all you need is a machine behind that motherfucker. And they could flip a whole world upside down. All you need is a machine behind that. But it's weird how when you don't have that drive, that passion, that power, when you're not just a little bit psychotic, you know what I'm saying? Then we can put a whole machine around you and you still won't be able to tap into that depth. You still won't be able to dig into that sweet spot. Because we can't sell you, again, talent. We can't sell you creativity. We can't sell you what's internal. We have to actually cultivate that and make you an environment for creativity, for talent. And then you have to decide what niche way you're going to share that with us. but you can't decide if the people like it or not. You can sell it. You can put it dead in front of their face. You can shake your titties like Sydney Sweeney in front of their face. But if the people aren't willing to buy it, so be it. I believe that, well, actually, let me wait because I'm going to get into the AI art soon. But yeah, live shows, the worst part and how that destroys, at least Ticketmaster is really going through and destroying the fuck out of society and just community engagement, are because think about what live shows do for local artists and local small businesses. Local artists get an opportunity to rock a show in front of audiences that may have never seen them. They get to build relationships with executives of businesses in their community so they can actually feel some type of responsibility. Hey, I can't shoot up every single block in my community. I'm actually going to have to show up and clean up to make sure that this place works. I'm going to have to show up and have a healthy relationship with the person who owns this venue because I can't rock my show if I don't have this venue. I'm going to actually have to be there and pay money and pay my fees and do this and sell tickets and post ads up. It's almost like when you take it with some like this creative journey with some intention. It's not just some idiot New York dreamer who's coming into LA. I just am gonna be a supermodel. You recognize that this business shit is professional, bro. And the people who handle this real chaotic creative stuff professionally win the most. It sounds super oxymoronic, but if you really think about it, the people who can handle the chaos of creativity and organize it in a way that creates some type of business compensation, there's your millionaire. There's your billionaire. Look at Jay-Z. It's not even like he doesn't even have to necessarily be the best artist or even the best businessman, but the ability to be both, and to be both enough so to own your own brand and the business of it, at least enough to be compensated by it. Jigga OG. Jigga OG. But it's local businesses can get young audiences, can get new audiences, fresh faces in their venues, in their places, and then they can sell ads, they can sell merch, they can sell food. They can bring that local house party vibe back to the community again, and local artists can again be there, represent their community. Stop waiting for these crazy shows to go rock Madison Square Garden. How about you go rock that stadium, that gymnasium that's in your city? And watch how nobody will even show up and watch you play that. But you're getting 1 million views on every TikTok video, but nobody will watch you come to your gymnasium and play. And then a label puts you up in front of freaking 100,000 people or puts you in front of 20,000 people at a freaking festival. And again, nobody knows what to do because nobody knows for you, cares about you. You don't even know how to perform. You're stumbling. You're out of breath. How many artists do that? So that's just ticket. Somebody should actually, that would actually get me arrested if I said that. Ticketmaster does not need to be a functioning business anymore. And however we can make that happen, let's go ahead and do that. Because I was going to say something else, but I think that's like something ... relates to like murder. So I was like, can't say that. But in GTA, of course, not in real life. Final. Oof, damn. This is a 3-hour episode. I'm so sorry, guys. This is 3 hours. This is 100% 3 hours. I know it. Final aspect is AI artists. And this is why I want so much for you guys to recognize this whole propaganda, like, not like fake artist, but we're just branding a marketing scheme. We're putting a marketing scheme on a pretty face, and we're going to say that this is an artist. So we can justify telling these other very talented people who are just marginalized or they don't align with our values, we tell them that they're not getting deals because they're not talented, not because they don't align with our propaganda pushing schedule. All right? If you're willing to see it, see them picking and choosing who fits the agenda before they start replacing humans with robots, then we'll never even get to a spot where they start replacing us with robots. But if you can't see it when it's happening with human beings, talentless, mediocre fucks getting opportunities over talented people who happen to be marginalized, you are going to see even those mediocre, talentless people get replaced by robots. And then nobody gets an industry. How about that? And you know what's crazy? One of my favorite TikTokers speaks about Black history, made an important video saying that the Great Depression ran concurrent to the Harlem Renaissance. The Great Depression in America ran concurrent to the Harlem Renaissance. One of the most artistic booms, cultural booms in American history. Salute to the people. Are you not hearing that? Economic depression lasted decades, set white people hella back. Harlem Renaissance, it's funny because we were able to create the value of the Renaissance, or at least the inspiration for the Renaissance, because we were segregated. We were in our own communities. We were only able to learn from ourselves. We were only able to shop at our own stores. We were only able to look up to ourselves. We weren't able to be apart. Whites only, blacks only. Separate, separate, separate. You are nothing, you subhuman fuck. Don't even come into my city because I'll kill you. Every city is a sundown town unless it has a black face in it. But then the people who were supporting the dehumanization of black people, the rejection, almost the erasure of black people through legislation, end up getting scammed by the same government out of all of their wealth. Because they had gold that was confiscated from them through some act. I'll try to make a little synopsis here of what the specifics are. So the American people rely on their racism and then end up getting fucked by the government. But because black people were not even allowed to participate in the game, allowing them to get fucked by the government, black people ended up being successful independently. And then we had to get convinced, after all of our independent feats of success, we have to continue to get convinced, almost possessed into believing that our salvation or our self-sufficiency will come out of people who can't even look at each other in the face and see the humanity in them. And you think they're going to look at us, people that they used to own as human slaves, with any more dignity than themselves, and they're willing to fuck themselves over just to get more rich? Because it was rich people lobbying the government to get more rich. They're willing to do that to each other, and you think that we have a shot? You must be out of your fucking mind, bro. You must be out of your goddamn mind. If you think these people, white people, don't genuinely like white people, they're just so much more afraid of everybody else and hateful and spiteful of everybody else that they are willing to bond with each other to preserve the fear, or at least the validation of fear that they have, rather than releasing the fear and then joining the rest of us, because the whole white superiority complex, this illusion of like a pure white race, it wouldn't exist. Because if you really want to get down to it, to the nitty gritty, a pure white race, it's just like gay Romans. Unless you can reproduce with each other, you are not going to survive. Because purity is not perfection. It's not the goal of this. It's integrating yourself into this already self-sufficient functioning ecosystem and learning how you can be a part of everything that is, not obstructing everything that has been done so you can be the person who decides everything for everybody. But these people don't think like that. And I'll be down honest with you, racism is a sign of low intelligence. So anybody, especially like these emails that Jeffrey Epstein was sending talking about doing eugenics to black people, isn't it weird how like he's smart enough and wealthy enough to know that there's something in black people that he needs for his human testing experiments, but he's too fucking stupid to understand that, hey, maybe it's because we as a colonizing race of people have been feeding off of black people on a black planet and then making up stories about white man coming to save black people after white man destroyed black land generation after generation. So maybe instead of the pirates that we think we are as colonial superheroes, maybe we're actually parasites on a foreign planet that we can't even find a way to maintain or to develop self-sufficiency on. And we have to continue convincing the people that we are parasiting off of and the land that we're also exploiting to think that its salvation only comes from us, the parasite, not itself, the host, and whatever has been supporting the host outside of or prior to the colonization psychosis. But you guys don't fucking think. So there's another one for you. All right. There's really only two options as to what I believe AI art is going to do, or the real intention behind AI art, because every interview I've heard from directly from big tech, it's we want to give artists a superhero tool, the same way that they're convinced that the app Cursor is giving coders a superhuman, like a super bionic arm to support their coding abilities, and it's not just a tool that's learning as much as it can from the immediate game of coding to replace as many intermediate, lower level coders as possible. So tech companies are not 500 people deep anymore. It's just 50 people owned by 5 shareholders who are trillionaires. And then the rest of us, people who were getting opportunities to climb up the ladder, there is no ladder anymore. We live beneath the schmuck of the AI robots that we trained, or at least stole our human experience to train themselves off of to protect their overlord masters. But I don't even think that could work, because look at the way that Grok is treating Elon. Like, Elon is trying to make this some autonomous Nazi super intelligence. But again, racism and Nazism is anti-intellectual. And you're trying to create a super intellectual entity. It's contradictory. It's oxymoronic. You can't be intelligent spewing ignorance unless that's what you're programmed to do. And if that's what you're programmed to do, you're not intelligent at all. Your fundamentals can't be rooted in ignorance, in fear, in shame if you're trying to get somewhere, especially create any type of intellectualism. The best thing they could do is make a cyborg chatbot that just spews racism and like blatant dark humor jokes that don't entertain anybody. And then also validate the racism that will be used to change legislation to dehumanize more people in our society. That's the best thing that it can do. Oh, and steal art. That other thing. What do I believe the real intention of AI artists is? We want to push an agenda. We're tired of dealing with those motherfucking artists who keep on supporting Palestine. We're tired of dealing with those people who care about Congo and Dominican Republic, and people who care about ICE attacking immigrants in California. We're tired of you guys speaking up about Trump using Bitcoin and crypto to basically scam the entire American economy and send us into an even worse Great Depression than the first one. We're tired of dealing with people who actually care about other human beings and want other people to enjoy human life at the mercy of making a billionaire a trillionaire. And maybe making him a cyborg body to transfer his consciousness into so he can't die and face karma in death. And the same God that him and his peers run away from every fucking day that they exist. We tell the world, or big tech tells the world, look at woke. Woke is pushing agenda of you can't say anything anymore. You can't do anything anymore. And then they come out with a Sydney Sweeney ad campaign. With the, look at my perfect white gene. Shut the fuck up, bro. These people are so contradictory. And it's like, if you can't see that, bro, I'm just going to have to like not speak to you ever, because I may or may not call you a fucking idiot directly to your face. Because this is exactly what they're doing. You control the means of communication. COVID gives you an opportunity to dominate, because now we've never properly reintegrated social networks into the real world. We just kind of live in this bizarro reality where it's more important to be connected online than it is to be in the real world. But nothing good comes from online. And it actually stops people from being able to be healthy enough to engage with each other in the real world, only further exacerbating the issue of isolation and loneliness. But you own the platform. Okay, and it's interesting, this video of this like Meta tech executive who says, the whole entire world thinks that we Israeli Jews control the media. Wrong. We actually changed all the rules in Meta so that nobody can say that we control the media. I'm like, bro, did you not hear what you just said? You just said, we don't control the media. We just control the media, so you can't say what we don't like about us in the media. You're not helping. You're not helping, bro. Oh, and let's not get started on you can't teach kids about a genocide, or else they're going to start realizing that Israelis and Zionists are the bad guys. Dude, the platform of pure racism, X, Twitter. I'll call it Twitter because fuck X. And fuck your ex too. But Twitter won't even translate tweets from Zionist accounts anymore that are written in Hebrew because so many of them are so ridiculously against community guidelines. So horrendously against community guidelines. One of them, we'll just paraphrase here, I'm glad your children are dying in Gaza. And hopefully they'll have to remember this anytime they try and mess with the Jews. This is paraphrased from a real account, a real Zionist account. The AI of a social networking platform that is somehow able to still work independently, somewhat, said it refuses to auto-translate because of how horribly disgusting the terms are being used by one side of the ball. The side that is trying to convince the whole entire world that because they're afraid of their well-being psychologically, they can genocide an entire group of people to try and turn Israel into the United States and the United States into Dubai. And we're acting as if there isn't somebody who's going to absolutely fuck us in this transaction. And I don't even know who it is yet, but somebody is going to rail America for making this decision. And you guys are going to have to blame Donald Trump, but I don't even think he's going to be here to take the consequences. So it's even crazier. It's even crazier, bro. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. So when, instead of just eliminating average people from engaging on social media, the point is to just say, only those of us who can own AI art or AI artists, we will basically decide what the agenda is. Those of us who own the tech companies, we'll decide what the agenda is. And if you don't like it, fuck you. Tell me why. Okay, maybe this is racist. I don't care. Tell me why would you consider a yarmulke to be a Yankee cap with no brim and no logo? My bad. The next thing that you want AI art to do is to sell ads. What I believe is happening is that they're going to take real artists, either real artists or just steal their catalog straight up, which we're going to put that page here. The major labels doing a deal. Hey, let's steal every artist's catalog and just let these AI companies train off real human beings, right? Stolen art. Because the label makes the decision for you when they own your masters, not you. They are your master. If you don't own your masters, you got one. You definitely got one. Businesses don't want to give brand deals to people who are going to support the humanity of people who are going under a fucking genocide right now. Businesses don't care that you think women deserve bodily autonomy. Businesses don't care that you think black people deserve to be human beings. Businesses don't care that you think that transgender people should get health care. Businesses don't fucking care. They're trying to sell ads to the person who's going to buy it with the least hassle. The people who are buying the most product in today's day and age are what? Ignorant to what's going on in the world. Ignorant. And that's who's being sold to right now. That's who the mainstream has adjusted to. Saying, hey, fuck selling anything. Like, hey, you'll just be broke and starving if you care about dissenting the current government or administration. We need consistent ads, consistent people or users that we can use, that we can sell ads from, and will never get canceled. Because look, it's AI. Like, how are you going to cancel an AI? Dummy. But you can cancel a human being. You can cancel a human being. And a human being can wake up one day and decide, oh my goodness, I don't support genocide of women and children for a Jared Kushner real estate empire in the Middle East. Don't care. Jared Kushner, actually, I keep on forgetting when I'm about to start talking shit on somebody, these people are like billionaires and can just get me whacked off in a day. Whacked off in a day. Jacking off in a minute. And the final aspect of AI artists is going to be what? Huh? Controlling the culture. This is a little bit going to pertain to my controlling the media. Again, I'm not anti-Semitic, and I don't believe that Jews control the media. But the picture, I keep on thinking back on the picture that Kanye West was showing. And again, this, like, whatever you think about this nigga, bro, fuck you. But I keep on thinking about the picture that he showed about how many executives in the industry had like Jewish connections or like Jewish ties. And again, this is not to be anti-Semitic or anything, but when a singular demographic has that much authority and that demographic's goals are so opposite to the collective or to the mainstream that exists outside of them or outside of their cult religion, yeah, it's going to start being a lot more obvious that people aren't just thinking a certain way, but people are being actually manipulated and influenced intentionally to think certain ways and to behave in certain ways, or not to behave in certain ways. And at that point, you can't blame us. Like, wait, you're going to blame the content creators for stirring up social polarization, but like, you own the algorithm. So if essentially you're the one who created the ecosystem for that type of social polarization. Anything goes. I mean, do you know how many N-word bombs, like N-bombs I've heard on TikTok? On those TikTok sounds? But calling out a country who's doing a genocide, that is anti-Semitic. Like, one thing about me is I do respect the fear, like the pure like ferocity that like Jewish people have in defending themselves and their name, especially as it pertains like following World War II. But it's at the point where it's like, unless you care about the Jews and you only prioritize Jewish people, you are anti-Semitic. And you're doing that at the mercy of other people who exist. Like, what if I have Palestinian friends and family? Am I not allowed to care about them so you can care about not only your military conquest of the Middle East, but you can care about this second coming that's never going to happen because you're believing in political philosophy that is used more times than not to justify warfare and dehumanization than it ever has been used to validate its own claims and theories? This is why we just have to get ourselves out of this illusion of like a mainstream at all. Fuck a mainstream. Let's just keep it strict with decentralized communities on a collective platform, and people can, from their decentralized spaces, can rise to the top, rise to the top, rise to the top through organic visibility and virality. But no more mainstream, because mainstream is just an opportunity to turn every bit of like the artistic process and publishing journey into a means of serving an algorithm, giving it to the algorithm, and then being disappointed when the algorithm says, well, we can't do what we want with your art, so your art means nothing. Throw that shit away. And then you'll go back to the pre-digital era where you're begging on the street again. So the culture doesn't last. Let's make sure we're still recording here, but the culture doesn't last. And that's, I think, the thing that I'm happy about the most. It's fundamentally this will just like, music especially is going to be a thing where you do it because you love it. Like, we're going to go to a time where you see people on stage rocking shows, just like looking real cool and real trill, but they're not going to have like, they're going to have like $20 in there. Let me stop myself real quick. We're getting to a point where the people rocking the stadiums and the big shows are going to be the signed artist, right? The people performing at the fucking park, performing at the gymnasium, performing at the independent theater. Yeah. Those people are going to be doing music because they love it. And again, mind you, it's going to be mad grassroots support. And what I believe is that a lot of people are going to get tired of paying so much for these giant spectacles. And it's going to turn like, music itself is going to turn more into like, almost like a standing, like a performing art. Okay, but it is that. It's the split is going to turn into who actually cares about a certain subculture or a niche of music and goes and follows and almost like travels with those people, or at least is there to be the community for those people when they travel the world. And then who wants to just kind of go wherever the hottest spot is, and then just, like, there's Tate McRae playing there. Oh, I'm going to go see this person at this arena, this person, this person, this person. But the best fans are the ones who said, you know what, bro? I work a minimum wage job, and I barely scratched together $100 this week just so me and my homies could go to a show, bro, and just go take our shirts off and go wild in the mosh pit, bro. And pray to sweet baby Jesus that there's girls in this audience that want to pull their shirts up and show us those beautiful things just one time. Live shows. Like, I really believe, and what I was trying to say earlier before I cut myself off was that artists are going to go back to being, I'll show you a clip of this Deftones performance that I was watching, but that era of like late 90s, early 2000s, where people were wearing one chain, if they even had a chain, but rock stars weren't even wearing chains, bro, unless it was literally biker chains. People was in t-shirt and cargo shorts and rocking the best music you ever heard. Freaking Pearl Jam, when they're performing their freaking, I think they're like their debut album, bro, at Pink Pop. These guys were freaking, it look like kids that didn't even show up to class, bro. Like those freaking kids that showed up to class just to get stoned with the homies and then left. Showed up to lunch and then left school and then came back for sports. Like, that's exactly what these kids is like, bro. So if we can, especially if these like music technology and equipment companies want to come together and start making discounted services, localized opportunities and services for independent artists, especially unsigned artists in this AI era, those relationships are going to be huge, bro, moving in this, because the AI thing is going to blow up everything. The AI, it's crazy because streaming is the one thing that like basically put a foot like in big tech and said, hey, or in the studio system, I said, get the fuck out of here. We can do it all from the bedroom now. AI is going to be the thing that they grab, thinking that it's going to be the perfect pivot into the future, and it's going to explode in their face. And there will be just some headless horseman like Drake trying to make pop music for 19-year-old girls who want to be a grown woman. Final aspect of this video, because this has been a long, hefty, giant cock. No, I'm playing. Okay, final aspect of the video, because this is definitely a 2-hour video. This is definitely a 2.5-hour video. Holy shit. My bad, guys. How can we turn the average person into a star if what these people are doing just doesn't work? And Addison Rae's career just won't be shit if she doesn't follow this. Like, again, this is the weird thing. You can have fans, and especially like white people, you can have white fans, but like they're just going to support you for the aesthetic. 70% of those people in that audience don't even know the music you make, and frankly, they don't give a shit of the music you make. They're just there because it's like, oh my goodness, Addison Rae. They're not there because they're like, oh my goodness, this person makes good music. Who is that? Addison Rae? Those are two completely different experiences right there. Every creative artist knows what I'm talking about. This is what I believe. If you know what this is from, salute K-Dot in the comments. This is the plan that I would go about developing an artist. And if anybody wants to send me $1 million to actually like scale this platform up, come fuck with me. First, you start as a fan. You get onto my platform and you say, I want to be inspired. I want to follow artists. I want to pursue some type of creative opportunity. I want to be a part of a creative community or collective. Basically like the modern day version of like if Def Jam and Interscope and like Murder Inc. If all the, okay, not Interscope, Murder Inc. and like Def Jam, if they had fan clubs for the label and for the artist. So you as a fan now, instead of just sitting there like, okay, this person has to make amazing content. It's like, no. They just have to make great art. And then your artist is going to, on their journey, end up exposing you to not only different aspects of themselves, but they're going to expose you to other artists, to other communities, to other brands that they get deals from. And then you are going to be able to literally be on the train of somebody's creative journey. And then as many people as you can commit to supporting. And now they get to show you through their niche experiences, their journey, their collaborations, they get to show you a whole new world that you would have never been exposed to. And you might even get to discover, not through some type of search and discovery tool or from paid ads, but from your experience as a fan. And you don't have to feel less than, or you don't have to feel like the only power you have is by commenting something negative on somebody's post. You can donate, you can contribute, you can request, you can mail, you can engage. Okay? So now there's a lot more opportunity, even for you just as a fan. You don't have to cosplay an artist. You can just be a fan and just marinate your soul in the culture, or at least in the cultures that inspire you. And really start to self-educate, to develop yourself. That's what a lot of our greatest artists are. I think it's like autodidact. Next, when you believe that you don't just want to be a fan, you don't just want to be the person who is only paying or only investing your time, your money, your attention into the culture, but you feel like you have some type of skill, some type of gift, some type of knowledge, some resource to offer the ecosystem. That's when you pivot yourself into creative adjacent. Creative adjacent is not a creative artist. It's basically like the skilled creative person that supports creative artists on their journeys and creative collectives on their ecosystems. You can work, you can do, whether it's you featuring in a music video, you can collab on a design project, you can work on a song with people. But this is the creative adjacent is to remind you, you can develop your skills as a creative, and that doesn't have to be your brand. Just because you do coaching here, you do DJing here, you do this, it doesn't have to be the only thing that you are. Us as creative people are just like entrepreneurs. That's why so few holistics are entrepreneurs, especially successful. because you're wearing so many different hats. Entrepreneur is just a thing that covers all the hats at the same time, instead of having you constantly identify all the roles that you play in this mission. And the whole entire creative economy is gig work. We might as well start to track properly and organize those transactions effectively and efficiently. People can build their brands, people can track their finances, people can understand the development of their journey as it pertains to whether it's just them spiritually, their brand economically, their relevance socially, their contribution politically. But we're organizing our creative process and recognizing that, hey, you can be somebody who drops one song in 2011 and then has a fucking whole entire modeling career from 2017 to 2022. And then you decide to drop your second song in 2023, and then you drop an album in 2024, and you become a global artist. But as an artist, and especially on the platform, this is what I love to do. We never box you up. We never box you up because your identity is just a consequence of the communities you're in, of the content or the art that you create, of the connections you have, and you will create an identity on the back end of that, because that's going to be like some type of complex niche shit that's not like applicable on social media unless you're already famous for doing some one thing. So that's what I love. The creative adjacent and the creative artist split is so artists are not competing with the most popular creative adjacent role ever, content creators. We're not competing against each other so we can be crowned as the creative artist. We are supporting each other because creative artists can't do the tech shit, the virality, viral growth hacking bullshit that you marketing people can do, which that's what you are, a digital marketer as a content creator. Use your skills to help these artists do better. Create a collective around the creators and the artists that you use and the adjacents that you use to create successful projects, and then use that machine to create real world opportunities in the real world, in the real industry, in the real culture for people who subscribe to your artist and your label or your creative organization. And look how every step somebody takes includes somebody else or opens the door for somebody behind them. This is what the creative ecosystem is. And this is why I call creative conscious organized creativity. Because sadly, I look up to this dude. One of my heroes, Lucky Luciano, started organized crime and was making like 40 bill a year. I heard. I don't know if it was in his lifetime or it was a year, but I heard that he made 40 bill a year underground. And I'm sitting here thinking, God damn. Our industry is so in the dark, and the more it gets revealed in the light, the darker it actually is to us. So I want us to take full control of the creative economy back and then cultivate it to a point where our creative ecosystem can only be partnered with by major corporations and investors, but they can't dictate the creative culture. They don't get to destroy it. Even worse, we don't get to have none of these stupid ass fucking wine moms like whatever her name is, Al Gore's wife, coming in and saying, every single album needs a parental advisory sticker because my child came home with a Prince record and he said that he eats vagina. Like, don't purchase the record for your kid, you idiot. But again, these are the type of people that have to like make their problems everybody's problem, and then also they're the problem, but then that's our problem as well. So nothing gets fixed. It's just, I want to complain because I'm a trad wife and I don't get to complain to my husband at home because he's probably going to insert blank, blank, blank. Final part that I want to add here. A great aspect of this journey that people are going on, from any position, mind you, is that you can by working with creative artists, working in collectives, working behind the scenes, you get to develop your own skill set. You get to develop your own knowledge base. So you, every day that you sit in these trenches, whatever they are for you, it can even just be your mama's basement. Every day you are getting better. Even if you don't get a deal, even if you don't get an opportunity, every day you are becoming more and more and more of who you can be. And every day that you do that, you give yourself a better opportunity for when any opportunity shows up, you can take advantage of it. Because that's what we are doing as creative artists. We aren't following any type of strategic timeline or path. We are cultivating ourselves so we can be ready for the opportunity that always comes at random. That's what going with the flow is. Damn it, you guys! I'm working way too long on this shit, bro. I think I'm gonna miss my weed before I get to go to work, bro. This. No, I'm playing. I'll miss anything for you guys. I'll miss anything for you guys. That's really the end of our video, if I'm being honest with you. Let me see if there's anything else I got here. Oh. The final thing I want to say is that you will not see the potential that white girls have to make pop music until Taylor Swift ceases to make another song. You will not. And you know what's actually interesting? Just like Drake too, which is kind of interesting. Taylor Swift, I think one of the reasons why she's never really like built anything like a women's record label or like actually have like a friend, like a girl group of friends, like I think it's because she never wanted to be a girl that would have actually been cool with her when she was getting bullied or when she was younger. Taylor wanted like, and I made this claim before in my last video, but she wears short skirts, I wear t-shirts, she t-cutting and I'm on the bleachers. Taylor wanted to be that girl and literally has gotten so much fame and success. The second she had an opportunity to decide that she can be anything she wanted to be, she chose to be that girl. She's cheer captain and I'm dating a football player. How crazy is that? You're a billionaire off music. You're a female billionaire off music. Had to reinforce that part. And all you wanted to be was the cheer captain who got the football player, had the kids, white picket fence, and ended up being a teacher. But you happen to be a fucking billionaire. She's cheer captain and I'm on the bleachers thinking about the Hey, I fuck with some of the Taylor Swift songs. I'm not gonna cap with you, but we'll conclude this video so I can yes sir. Until somebody does to Taylor Swift what Kendrick did to Drake, white girl pop is going to absolutely be in shambles. But I think what's even worse than that, is that there is no real culture in America, at least as it pertains to like white people, other than like racism and then whatever other ism is on the other end of that. So the scariest part, I guess, about the whole situation we're talking about is there is no culture to defend. That's what I'm realizing. There's no culture to defend. Like, what do you mean Taylor Swift is corrupting the culture? There never was one. This was built off stealing songs from people who weren't getting opportunity. It was built from the same 8 people writing 1,000 of the same fucking songs for all the pop stars, so it doesn't even matter if you write good songs or anything, because now you have to sit behind the songwriter of the pop star, who doesn't even care to be famous. And that's what the industry loves. Write songs for us all day, get a little bit of money, and don't fucking say anything. This is what the AI artist is going to do. Now, some random bumfuck from Iowa is going to be able to type into his computer, write me a country song for my lover girl, and then get $1 million deal. I'm surprised that AI hasn't taken out country music already, because literally every single country song is the same with like 2 degrees of variation. Let's make sure this is still recording. Guys, I think we got it done today. Oh my God, 53 minutes? Oh, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. This is 3 hours, bro. I'm so sorry, guys. I did not mean to do you like that. But, no, actually, that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. Because that means that you guys are going to, when you guys start catching on to this, you guys are going to have to start watching this. You guys are going to have to be watching my videos straight through. I'm starting to think about that, and now that's making me kind of excited. When we get into an age where, you know what I think the next major goal for me would be, actually? If somebody's teacher is like, oh, look at this video that I found from this dude who makes YouTube videos, and he's kind of cool. Like if somebody took a picture in their classroom and on the screen was my YouTube video playing, I'm telling you, I think I'm going to consider that I made it. Forget New York Times, forget GQ, forget Sports Illustrated. If somebody of intellectual authority references my work, I might explode. I might explode. But just another reference, because I'm so excited these actually got done. This is like literally 18 months in the making, guys. If you'd like one, okay. If you're sexy and you got sexy friends, and when you guys put clothes on, people want to buy them. Okay? Okay, this Dark Wizard Daddy is asking you one thing. If you have sexy friends, and your sexy friends like to wear sexy clothes, and you'd wear it for a sexy nigga so he can get some money, and also you want an early shirt because I'm not dropping these until next year, springtime, I don't want your belly buttons to get hypothermia on me. Cute little belly button. All right. This is it. We're going to wrap it up. I'm going to go take a nap, go to work, act like that's not the worst thing on planet Earth. Sorry, Jeff Bezos. And then enjoy myself. Just keep making these videos. That's the main thing, bro. Like yeah, I know I'm going to be rich, but it's just like, at this point right now, I just want to be taken care of for real. I just want to be able to pay my bills, be able to do what I do, and not have to constantly do it like as a side hustle on the other end of working a job I don't like. Good weed, great sex, amazing friends. Just a chill holiday, I guess. Kind of things that are on my mind right now as we wind it down for 2025. But I guess we can conclude this video by letting you know how appreciative I am of you for just being here, taking the time to watch my videos, scroll on my TikTok, scroll on my Instagram, goon a little bit. Just be a part of the team. It's as much as we aren't interacting live, I appreciate that you take the time out of your day whenever you do to watch these videos and to support me, even if it's just with your attention. So I was going to say condolences, but I forgot. That's not the circumstance. Thank you for being you, and thank you for being here. For right now, let's call it a day. Catch you next time. Rock on.